Welcome to Excel tutorial. Today, I'll teach you how I have created my product pricing calculator in Excel. So with the help of this product pricing calculator, you can track all your expenses, whatever you're spending to create a particular product. So you can track all your manufacturing cost, your packing cost, your labor charges, and your shipping cost. Everything you'll be able to track it, and you can try to calculate what is going to be the product, how much you need to price for this particular product to get some profit. So first I'll show you how this product pricing calculator is going to look like. Here's how my product pricing calculator will look like. So you can see here we have what is going to be the material cost, packing cost, labor cost, the shipping charges, and the total base cost is over here. And then below you can see the different tables are listed, like the manufacturing monthly cost, how much it's going to take, and packing cost, similarly labor monthly cost and shipping monthly cost. So next we have calculated our pricing by profit margin. So let's say if you want to have 20% profit margin, how is my price and how much sales will happen for that particular month. So like that I have just calculated. So I'll teach you from scratch how to create a product pricing calculator like this. Let's get started. I opened Excel. So I'll go and name the sheet as product pricing calculator. So here I'll come to the top and then I'll just completely try to select this. I'll say merge center. So here I'll say product pricing calculator. So I'll try to increase the size of this and then I'll make this bold, and also let me try to fill this with the color. So this is my title for this particular sheet. So first at the top, let me give some space since we want to have our dashboard, some graphs, and we can try to calculate the profit by profit margin. So I'll just try to give some space at the top and then let me come down and then let me try to have the important 4 tables. So the first table is going to be our manufacturing monthly cost. So I'll just try to a little bit increase the width of this column. So here let me try to completely select this and I'll say merge center. So here I'll say manufacturing monthly cost, and I'll just try to I'll fill this with the color. I'll increase size, make this bold. So here I have the manufacturing cost. So below this one, what are going to be the column names in my table? So first is going to be my material cost. Next is how many quantities, and then what is going to be the unit we are going to denote, and then what is going to be the unit price, we'll try to have it, and then the total cost we'll try to calculate. So this is going to be the different columns. So I'll just try to adjust the width of these columns over here. I'll completely select this one also. I can just try to make this bold and then I'll fill this with the color. So below this one, what we can do is we can actually try to list down all our materials, whatever we are trying to use in our production. Here for the product pricing calculator, let's take a simple example of t-shirt manufacturing. So let's say we're going to manufacture t-shirt. So what are going to be the raw materials? So for this one, we can have either cloth, we can just try to have, or the thread. So all these can be some of the raw materials, right? So I'll just try to have the raw materials listed over here. I'll say the raw cloth, that's going to be the unstitched cloth. So that is going to be the first material. So let me say the quantity is going to be in meters. So I'll say 200, and unit is nothing but in meters. So in meters we'll have it. So per unit, what is going to be the price? For example, for 1 meter of the cloth, how much does it going to cost? So let me give that as $1.8. So this is going to be the cost. Okay. So here what we'll do is we'll try to find out the total cost. That's nothing but it's going to be equal to, so my unit price multiplied by the quantity. So this is going to be the value over here. So $360, I'm able to get it. Okay. So if I say the unit price is going to be $10.5, then you can see automatically it will change to 2100. So like this, we can try to list down our raw materials. So this one I can try to go and have this as a US dollars. So here automatically this one also should be in US dollars, right? So I'll have this. So next is going to be the raw material. Let's say we are going to have threads. So let's say we are going to have we need 300 bundles. So we'll say 1 bundle of thread. So 1 bundle is going to cost us $5. And then here we'll just try to flash fill this formula. So we'll get it as 1500 over here. Here we have set the raw cloth as like just a general raw cloth. So maybe we can have this as white color. Okay. So we'll have this as white color. So then we'll have another raw cloth, a different color. Let's try to have a red color. So that we let's say we need 100 meters. And then the price is going to be like $12.5. So here we'll have the value. So next we'll have another raw cloth. So let's say this is going to be like purple color. And then we'll have 150 meters of that. And the price is going to be $13. So like this, we can just try to list down all our raw materials over here. So now all these are going to be completely as US dollars. So I'll completely select this and then I'll have this as US dollars. So here is my complete manufacturing table. So I'll completely select this. So, and I'll just try to draw the border. So I'll choose a lighter color. And then let me just try to completely select this till here. And then I'll have a all border over here. Okay, so now I have the complete border for this particular table. So below this one, what I'm going to do is I'll try to calculate the total. So I'll say total, and then here we can try to have the sum of the quantities. So I'll say is equal to sum of all the quantities. Let me try to have, and then here let me try to have the sum of the total cost. So this is something very important. So I'll try to find the sum of the total monthly cost, how much it is going to take for my material cost. So this is going to be the important thing. So I'll completely select this. I'll highlight this, make this bold, and also I can increase size. So here is the first column we have completed. That's the first table we have completed. That's the manufacturing cost. Next is we'll go to the next table. So I'll just try to a little bit reduce the width of this column. So I've copied this and then I'll just try to paste the formatting. So the complete formatting, I'll just try to paste it over here. So here now you can see we'll get the other table. So the only thing is we'll just try to go and change the color for this particular table. So I'll completely select this and then let me try to have this color. So this is going to be the color for the next table. So the next table is going to be our packaging cost. So I'll say packaging cost, packaging monthly cost over here. And below this one, we'll have a packaging cost. Then we are going to have, so on the next cell, we'll have what is going to be the quantity. And next is we'll have the unit. Then we'll have the unit price. And then the total cost. So this is going to be the thing. So I'll just try to adjust the columns a little bit over here. So let's say for packaging, whatever we are trying to use for the packaging, let's try to like list down all the packaging cost, whatever we have. So let's say we are going to have a cover, like to cover the t-shirt. So let's say that is going to be a cost. So let's say plastic cover, and then the quantity, how much ever we need is like 1000, and then unit is nothing but like per piece, right? So I can just say per piece, and then the unit price is going to be $0.3. So that's going to be the unit price. So here we'll try to have this as is equal to, so we'll just try to calculate the total. So I'll say quantity multiplied by the unit price. So this is going to be the value over here. So this is the packaging cost. So like this, we can also try to have small piece of a paper or something inside the like t-shirt. So that one we can try to add this as a, like in the packaging cost, we can just try to add it. So let's say like a cardboard box kind of thing if you want. So that also I need 1000. So it is also going to be, the unit is nothing but it's going to be piece. And let's say it's going to cost us $0.85. So here I'll just try to flash fill this formula. So here we'll have the packaging cost. So apart from that, if you want to have any tax in the t-shirt, we can just say tax over here. And then let's say I want 1000 tax, and then it is going to be considered as per piece. So it's going to cost us $0.2. And then here, let me try to flash fill this. So here I have the total value of how much it is going to be the packaging cost. So all these are something which is required for like to do the packaging, let's say. Then at the bottom, let's try to have the total. So here I'll say total is equal to sum of all the quantities. I'll completely select this over here. And then the total cost, we'll just try to calculate. So it's going to be, I'll just try to select this completely. So here's my total packaging cost. So 1350 is going to be the total packaging cost over here. So next is, we'll have the next table that is going to be the labor charges. So for example, how many of our labors we are just trying to involve in this process. So we can just try to like have the labor charges. So I'll completely select this and then I'll just try to paste the formatting over here. So the complete formatting, I'll just try to paste it. So I'll just try to adjust the width of these columns alone. So first I can just try to change the colors for this particular table. So the next is nothing but it's going to be labor monthly charges. So labor monthly charges, I'll say, or labor monthly cost. So here we'll have our labor charges, labor cost, and then here we'll have what is going to be the quantity, like how many people we are trying to have for each and every sector or something. And then next is we'll have the unit. So here nothing but we'll just try to have the unit. The unit is nothing but how we are going to calculate. Whether day wise we are just going to calculate or like hourly we are going to calculate. So the quantity is nothing but hourly, how many hours they are going to work. Or here the unit is nothing but like how much we are going to like calculate. Or like hourly or daily basis. Next is we'll have the cost per hour. So that is going to be the value. Last is we'll have the total cost. So this is going to be the thing. So now let's say like to create a t-shirt, we need some like tailors, let's say. So let me say that the quantity is nothing but it's going to be like one tailor we need. And then the quantity is nothing but 160 I'll say. So that's nothing but if we try to multiply 8 multiplied by like 20 days per month, then it's going to be 160. So 160 hours. And then here I'll say hours. And what is going to be the cost per hour we are going to pay for the tailor? Let's say it's going to be $11. So that's going to be the cost. So here I'll just try to find the total cost. So it's nothing but it's going to be quantity multiplied by the hourly cost. So this is going to be the cost for the tailor. Next is we can have some inventory keeper. So in our inventory, we can have some inventory keeper to like track our inventory. So that is also going to be a full-time job. So like 160. So here I'll say it as hours. And then let's say I'm going to pay $7.5 for the inventory keeper. So the total cost, we'll just try to flash fill this over here. So next is we need packers. So for packers, how much we're going to pay? So we'll say packers, it's going to be 160 hours. So here I'll say hours. And then for packers, let's say I'm going to pay $6. So it's going to be 960 is going to be the total cost. Then I'm going to have a manager or accountant. So for accountant, it's also going to be like 160 hours. And then let's say we're going to pay $9 for accountant. This is the cost. So next, let's say that we are going to have a manager. So the manager is going to like work part-time. So he's going to work only for 80 hours. So here for him, let's say we're going to pay $10. So this is going to be the total cost. Okay. So this one is in US dollar. So this is going to be the total cost. So here now I'll just try to find the total value. So the total quantity, how many hours is here we'll have. So I'll just try to find the sum of these values. And then here I'll try to have the sum of the total cost over here. So that is around $6,160 is the labor charges. Next is in case if we have some shipping or any other charges over here, we can just try to have it. So that's going to be the last table. So I'll completely copy this and then I'll just try to paste the formatting. So I'll just say paste special and then formatting. So here I'll just try to increase the width of these columns. Let me try to change the color. So here I'll have like shipping and other charges. So other cost, whatever is going to involve, I can just say it over here. So I'll say shipping and others over here. So next is I can have what is going to be the quantity. Next is we'll have the unit and then we'll have the unit price and then we'll have the total cost. So this is going to be the thing. Like, let's say for supply deliveries or anything, we're just going to have some charges. I can give it over here. So I'll say supply delivery, and then the quantity is like how many times we're going to take per month. So let's say like per week we are trying to take 2 times. So that means per month it's going to be 8 times. So the unit is nothing but like for one trip, let's say. So that's going to be the unit. So for a trip, they're going to charge us $20, and then here we'll try to calculate the total value. So that's nothing but quantity multiplied by the unit price. So this is the value. So we'll have 160. So this is going to be the complete value we'll get for the delivery. Like other than that, if I try to have any other charges, I can just try to list down over here. So I'll say total, and then here I'll say sum of all the quantities. And then here, let me try to find the sum of the total value. So now you can see we have actually found out like the major cost, whatever it is going to take to create a product, like the manufacturing cost, the packing cost, the labor charges, and the shipping or any other charges we have listed down here. So next is I'll go to the top, and then let me try to summarize these over here. So I'll completely select this over here. I'll say merge center. So let me say the total base cost. So how we are going to find out the total base cost? So first I'll just try to completely select these 2 cells, and then these 4 cells I'll just select it. So we'll have all the cost like this. So I can just completely select this, and then I can just draw the borders, and I'll also try to do the required formatting. So first is we'll have what is going to be the material cost. So material cost is going to be the first, and then we'll have the packaging cost. So next we are going to have our labor cost. So fourth is going to be our shipping and other charges and other cost, we can say. Completely, these are going to be the 4 important costs, whatever we're going to have. So the last, I'll just try to completely merge center. So here we'll have the total base cost. So the total base cost is nothing but, so how much ever we are like trying to spend to create the product for that particular month. So this all these are nothing but the monthly cost we're just trying to calculate. So here the material cost is nothing but it's going to be equal to, so the total manufacturing cost we have, right? So that is nothing but this is going to be the material cost. We'll have it. Next is the packaging cost. It's going to be equal to, so the total packaging cost, whatever we have found out here. And then the labor cost is going to be equal to, so the labor cost, I'll just select the S45 cell. So last is going to be the shipping cost. So I'll say is equal to, and then this is going to be the shipping cost. So I'll select it. So now we have got all the 4 costs over here. So now the total base cost is nothing but it's going to be equal to sum of all these cost. Okay, so completely here I'll try to select. So now you can see the value is nothing but $14,470. So per month we are trying to spend $14,470 like for producing a product. So this is going to be the base cost which we are going to spend. So here is the complete table for this. So I'll just try to go and format this. So below this one, I'll just try to find the product pricing based on the profit margin. So I'll just try to add some rows over here. So now I have added some rows over here. So here what I'm going to do is, I'll just try to completely select this, and then I'll just try to merge center this one. So here I'll say pricing by profit margin. So by profit margin, how we are going to price. So we'll try to see this completely over here. So I'll just try to highlight this, increase size, make this bold. So below this one, first is what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my profit margin. So what is going to be my profit margin? I'll have it. Next, I'll have, if I'm going to give any discount to the user, so I'll just try to have the discount over here, and then the sales tax. So sales tax is something very important. So I'll just try to have it over here. So below this one, I'll just try to find the final sales price. So I'll just try to find out. So how much, if we have by this profit margin, how much we'll be able to make. I'll just try to find it. So I can just try to completely select this, make this bold, and I'll also fill this with a lighter color over here. and all these cells I'll just try to merge across. So here let me say that all these first three things are going to be in the form of percentage. So I'll just completely select these three things and then I'll say this as percentage. So let's say first profit margin. Let me say that I want 25% of profit margin, and then let's say if I'm going to give any discount to the user, I can say how much discount I'm just going to give. Okay, so that one I can give. I can say, so for now let me say I'm going to give 0% discount, and then let's say what is going to be sales tax. So let's say the sales tax is going to be 5%. So this is the details I have given. So now if I want to calculate what is going to be the final sales price, I can just easily calculate it. So I'll say the formula is nothing but it's going to be equal to, so the total base cost. So this cell multiplied by, so 1 plus the profit margin divided by 1 minus my discount. I'll close the brackets, divided by 1 minus my sales tax. So this is the formula to calculate the final sales price. So now when I press enter, you can see I'm getting the value as $19,039. That means if I try to sell the product at 25% profit margin, then the total amount whatever I can make from that particular month is going to be $19,039. So if I want to sell the product with super high profit margin, let's say I want to sell with 70% profit margin. So if I say 70%, see, I will try to make $25,893, somewhere around $26,000 I'll be able to make. And let me say if I want to give some discount to the user, I'll say 10% discount I'm going to give to the user, then you can see how much I'm able to make. So it will be like 28,000 is going to be the total sales price. So this is going to be the total sales price what I'll be getting. So with the help of this simple calculator, you will be able to see how much is going to be the final sales amount you will be able to get for that particular month. So whatever you're trying to manufacture that month, if you try to sell it, so this is going to be the amount you'll be getting. So let's say here we have considered it as a t-shirt business, right? For $14,470, let's say we are trying to make 2,000 t-shirts, right? So we are going to make 2,000 t-shirts. So here let's say we are going to have the quantity. Okay, so I'll say how many quantities we have made. So let me say that the quantity is going to be 2,000 quantities of t-shirts we have made. So here I'll say, so the product, so price per unit. Okay, so per unit or per t-shirt we'll just try to find out. Okay, so here I'm saying product price per unit. So now I can just try to select this and then I'll just say merge across. 2,000 units we are trying to produce, and the product per unit is nothing but it's going to be equal to, so whatever sales, the final sales price we are getting, right? So this divided by the quantity. Okay, so now when I enter, see, this is going to be the product. That means if I try to sell the t-shirt for $14.39, 2,000 t-shirts if I try to sell, then I'll be able to make 28,000 this much with 70% profit margin I'll be able to get, and also we are going to give 10% discount to the user. So all this is calculated and then we'll be easily able to find by this simple calculator. So this is how actually we can create a product pricing calculator. So if you want, we can also create some graphs to show. So I'll just try to select this first and then the cost over here. So now I'll just try to go and insert a 2D column chart. So here we are getting the value. So you can see this is the 2D column chart we are able to get. So how much is going to be the material cost, what is the packaging cost, you easily will be able to see with the help of this table. So with the help of this complete graph, you'll be able to see it. So I'll just try to make this a little bit big. And then here, let me try to name this as, so cost distribution. Cost distribution or cost breakdown, you can just have this as the title. So this is going to be the complete graph you're getting. And I can also go and change the color. So I'll just try to go and change the color over here. So here I am able to get the graph. So if you want to also visualize the monthly, what is going to be the cost for each and every material, you can also create some graphs and then keep it over here on the dashboard. So here is how you can actually create a simple product pricing calculator in Excel. So with the help of this one, we can calculate what is going to be our monthly cost, for the manufacturing, packaging, labor and shipping. And then we have also found out the complete total base cost, whatever is going to cost us. And then we have found out what is going to be like profit margin wise, how much if we try to sell the product at this much profit margin, how much is going to be the total sales value we have found out, and how we can also like price the product. So how much we can price the product, we have also found out everything with the help of this particular product pricing calculator. So if you wish to use this product pricing calculator and if you want to download this template, I've given the link in the description. You can try to go and download the product pricing calculator from there. Also, I have created multiple templates for small businesses like CRM tracker, income and expense tracker, like profit and loss statement, many things. So if you wish to download these templates, you can visit my website plrduck.com and then you can try to download the templates from there. So the great thing is that these templates are available for both Google Sheet and Excel. It also comes with master resale rights and commercial rights, where you can try to edit these templates as per your wish and then share it with as many people you like. I hope you'd have liked this video. Please do like and subscribe my channel for more such content. Thanks for watching this tutorial. I'll see you in another Excel or Google Sheet tutorial.